In part 1 of this excursion, we boarded a tour bus at the waterfront in Ponta Delgada and met our talented driver, Vasco. Our first stop of the tour is a very historic town called Vilafranca do Campo. While en route to that very historic town, we enjoyed Vasco's recounting of interesting facts about the island of San Miguel, the route we were taking, and many interesting facts about the town of Vilafranca do Campo. We arrived at Vilafranca do Campo and were given time to admire the scenery, take pictures and videos, and learn about the volcanic island just a few hundred meters off the shore that had a lagoon in the center of it. We then boarded our bus and continued on in our journey to the town of Furnas in the volcanic valley bearing the same name. We have now exited the highway, the Via Rapida, and we are descending down into Furnas Valley and the town called by the same name. If you notice, the trees that we see on the side of the road here are very abundant throughout the island. These trees are called sycamore maple trees. The leaf of this tree is very similar to the maple leaf that we are so familiar with in Canada, but the bark is very different. In fact, the bark of this tree sheds to result in a patchy appearance, as shown in this photograph. We are now driving through the very picturesque town of Furnas. It is amazing to think that we are now on the floor of an ancient volcanic crater in which this town was built. Let's enjoy the ride through this beautiful town for a moment.
On the left side, you have a plantation of yam, or inyambe. It's a type of potato with a grayish color and a different texture, like a buttery texture. So this is the only entrance to the garden. And I need you to be back here at 12:45. Às 12h45 tem que estar aqui. Então,
We're in Terra Nostra Garden in Furnas. We're all stopping to take photos in front of this gigantic tree.
One more.
It is one huge tree. Terra Nostra Garden is known worldwide for its thermal pool filled with volcanic warm water from the hot springs, rich in iron and other minerals, highly beneficial for the skin and creating the ultimate relaxation experience. Adjacent to this spa waterfall-like pool is the Terra Nostra Garden Hotel, a 4-star hotel that is one of the best in Portugal. It was designed by Manuel Antonio Vasconcelos, who studied in Brussels. The hotel opened in 1935. Our next stop is a very short ride to the mineral and thermal hot springs called Poca da Dona Beija. There are 5 pools on the property and they vary in temperature and mineral content, so a common practice when coming here, especially with friends, is to try each pool and discover the differences in each and decide which one you like the most. At a risk of sounding corny, I have to tell you about a blissful experience that I recall when soaking in these pools. After an initial rush of well-being, sitting on the stone seat of a pool with eyes closed, feeling the rush of warmth from the 39-degree hot spring water rushing about me, I opened my eyes to the visual wonder above. I recall looking up at the manicured greenery surrounding me, the multitude of trees, mixed with smaller ferns overhanging the stone walls, with countless other green species woven into the garden. This is nature's tapestry at its finest. Then a perplexing thought: am I in the Garden of Eden? Could the Garden of Eden have been more beautiful than this? I cannot imagine that it could have been. How can you say that, you might ask? God made the Garden of Eden. Then the monologue that was going on in my head responded, do you really think that God's fingerprint is not on this place? It's hooked. They're hooked, dummy.
You wanna walk? I'm walking. I wanna.
Okay, let's go.
Bye guys. Wow, this is so beautiful. Yeah, it's actually a really sweet cat.
What's that, carp? Is it the fish?
No,
Yeah.
it's not territorial at all.
That's
red fish.
Koi?
koi fish.
Hey Vasco, where are you? We're all immensely enjoying hiking through one of the most beautiful gardens in the world, but our tummies are telling us that there must be something else on the agenda soon.
As promised, Vasco was waiting at the gate of the garden for us at 12:45 sharp. We promptly drove to the restaurant where a traditional Furnish meal of cozido awaited us. We all feasted on as much of the cozido as our bellies could take. Cozido is a dish consisting of a variety of vegetables, pork, beef, chicken, and chorizo, all boiled together. Oh, chorizo is the name for Portuguese homemade sausage. This cozido meal was special because it was cooked into caldeiras that we had earlier visited and was flavored by the natural minerals in the steam coming from the ground. After enjoying a delicious dessert followed by an espresso, we were on our way to the next stop of the day. We will be driving up out of Furnas Valley and stop at an elevation where we would be overlooking the valley below, getting a panoramic view of the town of Furnas, as well as the volcanic lake of the same name, Logoa Furnas, beside the town. We would stop here for a while to enjoy the picturesque view and use the opportunity to take photos and videos.
And those trees on the left side, those are cryptomeria trees. They were introduced during the 19th century to produce wooden boxes for the oranges, to transport the oranges. And they make up to 60% of our forests. And so throughout the way, you have seen a lot of cows. Here in the Azores, we have more cows than people, and that's a fact. So we have about 248,000 cows and 245,000 habitants.
Cows.
They mainly produce black tea, green tea, and white tea. Black tea, some people drink it as a substitute to coffee, because there is a substance similar to caffeine, which is called theine. The green tea, usually people drink it to relax. And the white tea, some people say it increases your metabolism, which helps you to lose weight, for example. And from the moment you cut the leaf, it starts a process called oxidation. So the flavors, smell and color of the tea are going to start to intensify. For the green tea, they stop this process at the start of the production. For the black tea, it stays in a room oxidizing for 2 hours to increase the flavor. A izquierda, plantación de té. On the left side, the tea plantation, the majority of it, goes all the way up to the mountain.
is complete. We have boarded our bus for the final time and headed back home to end our full-day excursion to Furnas. It's been about 8 hours since we boarded the bus this morning, so we all feel satisfied to call it a day. It's been a great day of activity, learning about the interesting history of Vila Franca do Campo, hiking through the beautifully groomed Terra Nostra Garden, soaking in the thermal hot springs at Poca da Dona Beija, enjoying the breathtaking panoramic scenery at the sightseeing elevation looking down at Logoa Furnas and the town that shares its name, and enjoying the delicious cozido food that had been freshly cooked in the traditional way in the nearby caldeiras. We all feel that we've had a complete day. On our return journey back to Ponta Delgada, Vasco has decided to take the more northerly route, so he will be passing by our hometown of Santa Barbara. By going that route, he can drop us off at a spot very near our home within a short walk, so that it won't be necessary for us to go back to the city. We would like to say thank you to Vasco and ANC Azores Holidays for this memorable excursion. We are very happy that we made this part of our vacation. We recommend this excursion to anyone visiting the island. It added a memorable dimension to our vacation. Overall, the excursion was a great experience. We paid €560 for our party of 8 people, which included the lovely cozido meal and entry to the Poca da Dona Beija pools. That works out to about $822 Canadian. We would rate the excursion very highly. Our driver Vasco was very knowledgeable, very friendly, and very approachable. We rate him a 5 out of 5-star professional tour guide and driver. The vehicle was in very good condition with a clean and comfortable interior. The only issue we might have is one that you are all witness to in this video. The windshield had not been as clean as it should have been, and this is an imperative requirement for a sightseeing vehicle. In any future excursion such as this, we will make this expectation known at booking time. We hope you have enjoyed coming on this excursion with us. Join us again soon on our next adventure as we enjoy this subtropical island. Until next time, this is Kevin, and along with Lucy, we are Coos Adventures. May God richly bless you, and we will see you again soon. Goodbye for now.